What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Dane Cook, he's been doing a lot of podcasts lately, interviewing. He is the reason I got into... he was the first comedian I listened to one of their albums that I can think of. I was into Comedy Central, watched like Comedy Central Presents and all the different, specials and things that were on back when I had cable. But it wasn't until, I got rid of cable around 2006, 2007. Was primarily, I definitely had some, like Killing Them Softly, the Dave Chappelle. I had some Chris Rock specials. So I had a few specials, but I'd never really listened to any stand-up. And so 2007, looking for content, looking for things to listen to or watch. And I come across Dane Cook's special, of course, through download, and got Harmful if Swallowed and listened to it. And I fell in love with comedy again in a new way. I loved his special. The way he spoke was infectious. And it was his comedy was just about simple shit. I don't know. I always loved comedy. And Dane Cook is one of the comedians that really got me back in love with it. Especially in a time when I was doing a lot of changes. I got into UFC pretty heavy, watching UFC, got into podcasts around that time, got back into creating art on a regular basis, and it was just it came in a time of my life where I was making a lot of changes. And there was and the place I was living in an apartment by myself across from this bar, across the street from this bar called Norma Jean's in La Mesa, San Diego area. Across the street was this bar, Norma Jean's. They would have karaoke all the time. And so I would hear every night. I went there maybe once while I lived there. Went there a bunch of times afterwards. And I don't think I had ever been there before. But you would hear people come out of the bar at night every 2 in the morning. Last call, people leave. So you hear people just drunk, yelling at each other, talking. Everybody that drinks a lot of alcohol, they usually click up their voice volume a few clicks before they go to sleep. And you'd always hear people, coming out of the bar, and then eventually you'd hear sirens too, people getting pulled over. But I like to stay up late. Going to sleep early is never something that I've been able to do until kind of recently. And there's one of the tracks on Harmful if Swallowed called Car Accident. And it's about hearing the noise of a car accident outside of your window, the screeching of tires, and the anticipation of the crash. So I would hear that a lot, especially Norma Jean, especially, for a lot of different reasons. There was a stoplight right there. It was coming down a hill. So you'd hear that fairly regularly there. So joke already a hit because, relatable. I hear that noise and I do. You wait, you expect it. You hear a long screeching of tires, somebody slamming on their brakes. Eventually you're going to hear the smash. One night I hear the smash. I'm on my computer doing my thing on MySpace, trying to get MySpace followers, similar to Dane Cook. He wasn't necessarily an inspiration, but definitely later on, he's become more of an inspiration as far as using the internet to market yourself. But on my computer, doing my MySpace thing, out my sliding glass door, I hear the screeching of tires with the long-awaited crash. Of course, it's nighttime. I'm looking for my shoes. I go outside. Everybody else in the apartment complex is starting to come out. We all emerge from the different parts of the complex where you can come out of. We're all looking at each other. It's like basically the joke which I had been listening to, addicted to, not just the joke, but just that album in general, to literally have the car accident bit come to life. Pretty crazy. So we go across the street. I highly recommend checking out the bit. You can check if you have any streaming service. Check it out. Dane Cook, Harmful if Swallowed. I think it's the 4th track called Car Accident. Listen to it. go across the street with everybody else, right? Because we got to see what's going on. And it's across the street. It's not just the bar. There's like it's a strip mall. So there's a little off the street parking lot area. And it's one of those parking lots where you can kind of pull through and then exit out on the other end of it. And so we go and we see towards the exit part of this thing that there's a car crashed. People have this guy pinned up on his car. Everybody from the bar is outside. All the people from my apartment complex are over there. And we're watching this crazy thing. Cops hadn't shown up yet. We just heard. Everybody heard the noise. And we all came out. And just fucking crazy. And then the dude starts talking like just crazy shit. And he starts like just talking all kinds of shit about racism and fucking racist people and these fucking white neo-Nazi kind of like racist KKK, whatever. I'm like, holy shit. And then I start looking. He's looking at me, by the way. He's looking in my direction. And then I notice he's looking at me. And then I look around and I'm seeing like a very diverse crowd of people, right? And then I realize what I'm wearing. I'm fucking still white. I was white back then. I'm still white now. Surprise, surprise for those that aren't watching. Maybe you thought I was a different race. No, I'm white. And I've been shaving my head since middle school just because it's easy and I don't have to pay for a haircut. So I have a shaved head. I'm white. And I probably have some kind of like goatee or I wasn't doing the beard thing yet, but probably goatee. I had facial hair most likely. You know, I was in good shape. So I was wearing a fucking wife beater, a white tank top, and board shorts probably. So I'm looking at everybody, and then I realize that he is flipping out, talking about me for some reason. Like he's adding me into his crazy fucking tinfoil hat conspiracy theory of whatever he's trying to tell them the reason for him being in an accident. I don't know. All I know is that I am now potentially going to be dragged into this situation. So as soon as I realize that I was, too close, I was too close. I wasn't like close distance wise. I was probably the farthest away in a group of people, but I was too close to being involved in a situation which I was just looking for my fucking shoes 3 seconds ago to investigate this crazy noise. And now I might, so I bounced. I went back home and like adrenaline kind of, because like, I don't want to talk to the cops. I have nothing to do with this. This crazy person is singling me out because I do, I'm wearing the costume of, some people who are racist wear that kind of costume, the wife beater and the, whatever, the look that I have. It's like, I can't help it. I grow my beard out and that just happens to be when the fucking, the Duck Dynasty thing is popular. So it's like any look that I've had is like accidentally could be construed or linked to a group of like ignorant racist people. So I never learned my lesson there, but for sure, just having a joke go real, like every aspect of that joke, but then, to the farther point, almost being pulled into the whole thing. I don't know what happened. I'm sure he went to he was fucking probably drunk or high or both. Got a DUI like so many people did. And, it was just one of those crazy nights that is, I mean, when you're just getting into something for that, like any of the stories could have happened, but it was that one. And it was crazy. I'm going to talk about another Dane Cook story next week, probably involving the same album, but it was kind of a weird time in my life, so I wanted to share that one first. And shout out to Dane Cook. He's been through a lot of ups and downs, but I love him as a comedian. I think actor, whatever. But as for a stand-up, he's got the energy and the thing, and I enjoyed the fuck out of his stand-up so much. And I can't wait to listen to his new stuff and maybe see him live if he's around. That's it for this episode. New episodes come out daily. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Inspireddisorder.com for all of my original artwork. I have over 700 original ink paintings for sale there. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.